What if the key to success has been in front of you your entire life, hidden not in luck, talent, or special opportunity, but inside your own mind? What if the difference between people who achieve greatness and people who remain stuck is not intelligence or background, but the way they think, believe, and act? Napoleon Hill dedicated more than 20 years of his life to discovering the universal principles behind success. He interviewed over 500 of the most accomplished individuals of his era, people like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, and many others, to uncover what they all had in common. Hill found that success is not an accident. It is not a privilege reserved for a chosen few. It is a formula, a repeatable, understandable, and learnable set of mental habits that anyone can apply. Think and Grow Rich is not just a book about making money. It is a guide to building a rich mind, a strong purpose, and a clear vision for your future. It teaches you how to direct your thoughts, control your emotions, and use your inner power to shape your life exactly as you want it to be. In this video, you will learn these life-changing ideas in a simple, graded reader style. Easy to understand, easy to follow, and easy to use. This is your opportunity to discover the mindset behind achievement, the psychology behind ambition, and the principles that have helped millions of people change their lives. If you are ready to grow mentally, emotionally, financially, and spiritually, then this journey begins now. Chapter 1. The Power of Desire. Every great success story begins with one powerful force: desire. Not a weak wish, not a casual hope, and not a vague dream. Napoleon Hill explains that real desire is a burning obsession, a feeling so strong that it refuses to disappear no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Desire is the foundation of all achievement because it shapes your goals, your decisions, your actions, and the direction of your entire life. Without desire, you will give up when obstacles appear. Without desire, you will never make sacrifices or take bold action. But with desire, even the most impossible dream begins to feel possible. Hill illustrates this idea with the story of Edwin C. Barnes, a man who made up his mind that he wanted to be a business partner of Thomas Edison. Barnes had no money, no impressive background, and no special skills. All he had was an intense desire. That desire was so strong that he took a train to Edison's office and boldly announced that he wanted to work with him. Although Edison did not give him the partnership immediately, Barnes did not quit. He worked in a small job, stayed close to opportunity, and waited patiently. Years later, when Edison created the Ediphone, Barnes became the man chosen to sell it. That opportunity made him wealthy. The lesson is powerful and simple. When you truly want something with all your heart, the universe begins to move in your favor. Hill gives 6 steps for turning desire into reality. Clearly define the exact goal or amount you want. Decide what you will give in exchange. Set a definite date. Create a plan and start immediately. Write your goal on paper. Read it aloud twice daily, morning and night. By doing this, you train your subconscious mind to work for you, not against you. Chapter 2. Faith. Believe before you see. Faith is one of the strongest powers you can develop, and Napoleon Hill makes it clear that faith is not religion, and it is not simple hope. Faith is the ability to believe in something even when you cannot see any physical proof. It is the skill of looking at your dream and saying, "This will happen," even when your life has not yet changed. Hill tells us that faith gives energy, life, and strength to desire. Desire is the starting point, but faith is the fuel that makes your desire grow. When your desire and your faith work together, you become a person who cannot be stopped by fear, doubt, or temporary failure. But the question is, how do you build faith? Hill gives a simple method: repetition. Your mind learns what you tell it again and again. When you repeat positive statements, imagine your success, and stay focused on your goal, you slowly train your mind to believe in your future. Faith becomes stronger through daily practice. This is why Hill insists on writing your goals, reading them out loud, and visualizing your success. When you repeat your goals with emotion, your subconscious mind begins to accept them as truth. Once the subconscious accepts an idea, it automatically influences your behavior, decisions, and actions. You start acting like the person who will achieve the goal. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. It turns thoughts into actions. It turns imagination into effort. It turns your dream into reality. The moment you believe deeply in your goal, something powerful changes inside you. You start noticing opportunities you never saw before. You start acting with confidence. You stop doubting yourself. Faith transforms you from someone who hopes for success into someone who expects success. And that expectation is what sets great achievers apart. Chapter 3: Autosuggestion. Reprogram your mind. Autosuggestion is the method of teaching your own mind what to believe. Napoleon Hill explains that your subconscious mind is always listening, always absorbing, and always responding to the thoughts you repeat most often. It does not think for itself. It simply accepts whatever you feed it, positive or negative. This means that if you constantly say, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do it," your subconscious mind agrees with you and begins shaping your thoughts and actions to match that belief. But if you repeat statements such as, "I can succeed," "I am capable," or "My goals are possible," your mind also accepts those ideas and works to help you achieve them. Hill encourages using autosuggestion deliberately to plant powerful, positive messages in your mind. These messages should include strong beliefs about yourself, clear, specific statements of your goals, emotional images of the future you want. Autosuggestion is most effective when your statements are written, so your mind sees them, spoken, so you hear them, emotional, so you feel them, repeated daily, so they become automatic. Emotion is the most important ingredient. Your subconscious mind responds more strongly to feelings than to words alone. That is why you must say your goals with passion, excitement, and confidence. When you speak with emotion, you activate the deeper levels of your mind. Over time, something remarkable happens. Your thinking changes. You begin to expect success instead of fearing failure. You start to feel more confident, more ambitious, and more motivated. You attract new ideas, new people, and new opportunities because your mind is now tuned toward growth instead of doubt. Autosuggestion slowly rewires your thinking, removes limits, and turns your mind into a tool that works for your dreams, not against them. Chapter 4: Specialized Knowledge. Learn what matters. Napoleon Hill explains that general knowledge, no matter how large or impressive, is not enough to create success. Many people know a little bit about many topics, but very few people master the knowledge that actually moves them toward their goals. Success requires specialized knowledge. The specific skills, information, and abilities that connect directly to your dream. Hill makes it clear, you do not need to know everything. You only need to learn what helps you move forward. A doctor must know medicine. An entrepreneur must understand business strategy. A writer must develop communication and creative skills. An investor must learn financial principles and market behavior. Each dream requires its own unique knowledge. The best part is that you never have to learn everything alone. You can gain specialized knowledge from books, courses, mentors, mastermind groups, and real-life experiences. Every resource you use adds new ideas and new strength to your journey. Hill emphasizes that successful people never stop learning. They grow every day because they understand that knowledge is always changing. What you know today may not be enough for tomorrow. Growth is a continuous process. Your mind is your greatest tool. When you invest in it, by studying, practicing, and mastering useful knowledge, you increase your value, your confidence, and your opportunities. Specialized knowledge turns your goals from vague wishes into practical plans. It gives you the ability to act with purpose, solve problems, and make intelligent decisions. Hill teaches that wealth and success often flow to those who know something valuable, something others do not. So choose the knowledge that matters to your dream, study it deeply, and apply it boldly. The more you learn, the more powerful you become. Chapter 5. Imagination, the workshop of the mind. Imagination is the mental workshop where all dreams are created. Every invention, every business, and every great achievement in history began as a simple thought in someone's mind. The human imagination has the power to build worlds, solve problems, and create opportunities that did not exist before. Hill explains that there are two types of imagination. The first is synthetic imagination. This type takes old ideas and combines them into something new. Most businesses and innovations begin this way. People observe what exists and make it better, faster, or more useful. The second is creative imagination. This is where truly original ideas are born. It is connected to emotions, inspiration, and intuition. Hill believes this type of imagination allows you to access deeper creativity. Ideas that often feel like they were given to you from beyond your conscious mind. Many geniuses, artists, and inventors rely on this form of imagination. To use your imagination effectively, Hill recommends spending time thinking deeply about your goals. Visualize the future you want in vivid detail. Imagine yourself solving challenges and overcoming difficulties. Let your mind explore new possibilities without restriction. Imagination is not a childish activity. It is one of the most powerful tools you have for shaping your future. Without imagination, even strong desire remains weak because you cannot build what you cannot picture. Imagination gives form, structure, and direction to your dreams. Hill reminds us that imagination is the engine behind progress. It opens doors, reveals solutions, and inspires action. When you train your imagination, you train your ability to create your destiny. Your mind becomes a workshop where you design the life you want long before you live it. Chapter 6. Organized Planning. Turn ideas into action. Napoleon Hill teaches that ideas alone are never enough. The world is full of people with dreams, wishes, and plans that never become real. Success belongs to the people who take organized action. Hill explains that every great achievement begins with a clear, structured plan, one that guides your actions and turns imagination into results. A plan does not need to be perfect. In fact, Hill insists that an imperfect plan carried out with determination is far better than a perfect plan that never leaves your mind. A strong plan gives you structure, direction, and a daily path to follow. It breaks your dream into small, measurable steps, making progress visible and encouraging you to continue. Hill also introduces one of his most powerful concepts: the mastermind group. A mastermind group is a small group of people who support your goals, challenge your thinking, share knowledge, and help you grow. Hill believes that no great success is ever achieved alone. Behind every successful person is a network of people who offer guidance, skills, wisdom, and motivation. A mastermind multiplies your power because you borrow the experience and insight of others. You think better, plan better, and grow faster when you surround yourself with capable, supportive minds. But even the best plan sometimes fails. Hill says this is not a reason to quit. Instead, if your plan fails, revise it. Build a new plan. Try again with a different approach. Failure is only temporary for those who keep adapting. Persistence and planning work hand in hand. When one becomes weak, the other strengthens it. The message is clear. Success belongs to the persistent planner. The person who acts, adjusts, improves, and never stops moving forward. When you create a definite plan, surround yourself with the right people, and take consistent action, your dream begins to take shape. Step by step, your plan turns into progress, and progress turns into success. Chapter 7. Decision: Mastering the Art of Choosing. Indecision is one of the silent killers of success. Many people know exactly what they want, but they never achieve it because they fail to make firm decisions. They wait for the perfect moment. They hesitate because of doubt. They fear making the wrong choice, so they make no choice at all. Hill warns that this habit is responsible for more failures than lack of talent, luck, or opportunity. Successful people have a different approach. They make decisions quickly and clearly. They choose a direction, commit to it, and move forward with confidence. They do not wait for everything to be perfect before taking action. They understand that progress comes from movement, not hesitation. They also change their decisions slowly, only when new information proves it necessary. On the other hand, unsuccessful people do the opposite. They make decisions slowly, often influenced by fear or uncertainty, and then change their minds quickly whenever someone criticizes them or whenever challenges appear. Why is decision-making so important? Because every decision shapes your life. A decision can open a door or close one. A decision can push you toward your dreams or pull you further away from them. Every decision you make expresses either confidence or fear. Hill also warns against allowing the opinions of others to control your choices. People who rely too heavily on others' thoughts never build their own dreams. They end up living according to someone else's expectations. Success requires independence. You must have the courage to trust your judgment and the clarity to follow your own path. Making strong decisions requires courage, confidence, clarity, responsibility, and the willingness to stand alone when needed. When you decide firmly, you take back control of your life. You stop drifting. You stop waiting. You begin directing your future with purpose. Hill's message is simple. Your destiny changes the moment you decide. A strong decision creates momentum. And momentum creates success. Chapter 8. Persistence. Never give up. Persistence is one of the greatest forces behind every success story. According to Napoleon Hill, persistence is far more important than talent, education, or opportunity. Many people start with strong enthusiasm, but only a few continue when the path becomes difficult. Hill explains that persistence is the key ingredient that separates those who succeed from those who fail. Most people give up too soon. They quit when they face challenges. They stop when results do not come quickly. They lose hope when life becomes uncomfortable. But success often appears right after the moment you are tempted to quit. Hill says that the universe tests your determination before it rewards you. Those who pass the test are the ones who refuse to stop. Persistence is not natural for everyone. It is a habit, something you build over time, and it grows stronger when you feed it with the right elements. Hill gives several ways to develop persistence. A clear desire. When your goal is strong and meaningful, you will not quit easily. Faith in yourself. Believing you can achieve your dream fuels the courage to keep going. Strong daily habits. Small, consistent actions create long-term success. Daily effort. Even small progress counts. Movement is more important than perfection. Avoiding negative influences. People or environments filled with doubt can weaken your determination. A positive mental attitude. A hopeful mind is harder to break. Hill says every failure carries a hidden lesson. When you keep moving, every setback becomes a stepping stone. When you continue, your character becomes stronger. When you persist, you develop resilience and inner power. Persistence builds confidence. Persistence transforms you. Persistence takes ordinary people and turns them into extraordinary achievers. The moment you decide to keep going, no matter what, is the moment your success begins. Chapter 9. The Power of the Mastermind. Napoleon Hill introduces one of the most powerful concepts in the entire book, the mastermind. This principle explains why some people grow quickly, while others remain stuck for years. A mastermind is created when two or more people work together in harmony toward a definite purpose. Hill says that when minds unite, something new is formed. A greater power, a higher intelligence, an energy that does not exist when working alone. This is not normal teamwork. It is not a casual group of friends. It is a deliberate alliance built for success. A mastermind multiplies your abilities. It connects you to the experience, creativity, and resources of others. When you join a mastermind, you are no longer limited to your own thinking or skills. A strong mastermind group helps you. Think bigger. Other minds expand your vision and push you beyond your limits. Stay accountable. You are more likely to follow through when others support your goals. Stay motivated. Positive energy from others keeps you disciplined and enthusiastic. Solve problems faster. Different perspectives create new solutions. Gain new skills. You grow by learning from the strengths of others. Accelerate your progress. With shared knowledge, you move toward your goals much faster. Hill discovered that nearly every successful person in history used a mastermind group. Business leaders, inventors, writers, entrepreneurs all achieved greatness with help, support, and collective thinking. Hill emphasizes one timeless truth: no one succeeds alone. Every great achievement is built on connection, cooperation, and shared energy. When you surround yourself with people who support your dreams, your confidence grows. When you work with people who believe in you, Your ambition becomes stronger. When you combine minds with others, your possibilities multiply. A mastermind gives you strength when you feel weak, clarity when you feel confused, and encouragement when you feel discouraged. It helps you stay focused, persistent, and committed to your purpose. Hill believed that the mastermind is one of the greatest human powers, a force that can create wealth, wisdom, and unstoppable momentum. Chapter 10: The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. Chapter 10 introduces one of Napoleon Hill's most misunderstood ideas: sex transmutation. But the concept is much simpler than it appears. Hill explains that human beings possess a powerful emotional and creative energy connected to their sexual nature. This energy is one of the strongest forces inside the human mind and body. When directed wisely, it can become a source of extraordinary achievement. Transmutation simply means changing energy from one form into another. Instead of letting this energy be expressed only through physical desire, Hill suggests transforming it into mental power, ambition, and creativity. This does not mean suppressing or ignoring the emotion. Instead, it means using it with purpose. Sexual energy is linked to passion, excitement, imagination, and emotional intensity. These same qualities are found in people who build successful businesses, create great works of art, and accomplish impossible goals. Hill discovered that many highly successful people had learned to redirect their emotional drive into their professional and personal missions. When you channel this energy constructively, it becomes motivation, a deep internal push that keeps you moving even when you feel tired. Creativity, the ability to generate new ideas, solutions, and innovations. Inspiration, a feeling of purpose that sparks big dreams and bold action. Confidence, a strong belief in yourself and your abilities. Discipline, the ability to stick to your goals without giving up. Hill emphasizes that this energy is not weak or dangerous. It is powerful. But people who cannot control it often waste their potential. Those who learn to direct it wisely become leaders, creators, and high achievers. Mastering transmutation means understanding your own emotional strength and using it to fuel your ambitions. Instead of letting impulses control your life, you become the one who controls the energy. This chapter teaches you to turn passion into progress, desire into discipline, and emotion into achievement. The message is simple. Your strongest emotions can become your greatest power when you direct them toward your highest goals. Chapter 11: The Subconscious Mind. In Chapter 11, Napoleon Hill explains the remarkable power of the subconscious mind, a silent force that influences your thoughts, habits, and daily behavior. The subconscious works day and night. It never sleeps, never rests, and never questions your thoughts. It simply absorbs whatever you repeatedly think, feel, or imagine, and then turns those thoughts into reality through your actions. Hill describes the subconscious mind as the bridge between your desires and your physical results. It is the place where your goals are planted and grown. Whatever you consistently feed into your mind, positive or negative, eventually becomes part of your life. The subconscious responds strongly to repetition. Thoughts repeated often become beliefs. Emotion. Feelings give thoughts power and urgency. Visualization. Mental pictures shape your expectations. Affirmations. Spoken words influence your internal dialogue. Beliefs. What you believe about yourself becomes your truth. Thoughts. Every repeated idea leaves an imprint. Environment. the people and surroundings you absorb daily. If you constantly focus on failure, your subconscious will guide you toward failure. If you constantly think of success, your subconscious will help you act with confidence and determination. Your mind is like soil. It will grow whatever seeds you plant. To use this power effectively, Hill suggests feeding your subconscious with positive thoughts, clear goals, and strong emotions. Instead of letting fear or doubt dominate your mind, choose thoughts of courage, confidence, and possibility. Over time, your subconscious will align your habits, decisions, and actions with the direction of your dominant thoughts. Hill explains that the subconscious mind is a powerful engine that can drive you toward your dreams or toward your fears. You are the one who decides the direction by choosing what you think about every day. The greatest success begins inside the mind. When you learn to program your subconscious with purpose, clarity, and optimism, you unlock a hidden force that pushes you toward the life you truly want. Chapter 12. The Brain, a Sender and Receiver of Thought. In Chapter 12, Napoleon Hill describes the brain as far more powerful than most people realize. He explains that the human brain works like a broadcasting and receiving station for thought vibrations. This means that your mind is constantly sending signals into the world, and at the same time receiving signals from the thoughts of others. These signals are not physical messages, but emotional, mental, and energetic patterns that influence your mood, your decisions, and the people you attract. Hill teaches that every strong thought you hold carries an emotional frequency. When your mind is filled with confidence, gratitude, ambition, or creativity, you send out a powerful positive vibration. Other people feel this energy. They may not understand it consciously, but they respond to it. That is why confident people seem to attract opportunities, why leaders naturally inspire followers, and why positive people often connect with other positive people. The brain also works in the opposite direction. You receive mental signals from your environment. When you surround yourself with motivated, intelligent, and encouraging people, your mind naturally becomes stronger. When you spend time around negative, fearful, or confused people, your mind absorbs those emotions too. Hill emphasizes that this is why your environment is one of your most important influences. Your brain acts like a magnet. It pulls toward you the things that match your dominant thoughts. If your mind is filled with doubt, you attract more situations that create doubt. If your mind is filled with purpose and belief, you attract opportunities that help you grow. This idea forms the foundation of Hill's philosophy. You become what you think about most of the time. Hill encourages the reader to use this mental broadcasting power consciously. Fill your mind with strong emotions tied to your goals. Imagine the success you want. Speak confidently. Think boldly. When you do this, your brain begins broadcasting signals that attract people, ideas, and situations that match your intention. The message of this chapter is simple but life-changing. Your thoughts are not silent. They are powerful transmissions shaping your world every day. By controlling your thoughts, you take control of what you attract and who you become. Chapter 13. The Sixth Sense. Chapter 13 introduces the final principle of Napoleon Hill's philosophy, the sixth sense. Hill describes it as a mysterious but powerful form of intuition, a guiding inner voice that leads you toward the right decisions, ideas, and opportunities. While the earlier chapters focus on conscious thinking, goals, planning, and persistence, this chapter explores a deeper level of intelligence that cannot be explained logically. Hill explains that the sixth sense develops only after you have strengthened the other parts of your mind: desire, faith, imagination, planning, persistence, and the subconscious. When these elements work together, a new level of awareness awakens. This awareness feels like sudden inspiration, a strong inner knowing, or a quiet warning that appears at the perfect time. The sixth sense often appears in moments when logic cannot give a clear answer. It may guide you toward a decision that feels right, even if you cannot explain it. It may push you away from a path that looks safe, but would lead to failure. It may give you a new idea, a creative solution, or a feeling that something important is about to happen. Hill believed that successful people trust this inner signal. They do not ignore it or doubt it. They understand that the mind has access to more knowledge than the conscious brain can analyze. Many great leaders, artists, and innovators throughout history have credited intuition as the source of their greatest breakthroughs. The sixth sense becomes stronger through faith, which removes fear and opens your mind to new possibilities; meditation, which quiets mental noise and makes intuition clearer; clear goals, which help your inner mind focus on what matters; good habits, which build discipline and mental clarity; experience, which sharpens your judgment; self-awareness, which helps you understand your emotions and thoughts. When your mind is calm, focused, and aligned with your purpose, intuition becomes a powerful guide. Hill describes it as the door to the temple of wisdom, the final stage of mastering your mind. The message of this chapter is profound. Logic can take you far, but intuition can take you beyond the limits of logic. When you combine your conscious goals with the wisdom of the sixth sense, you begin to make choices that feel right, flow naturally, and lead you toward your highest potential. Conclusion: your mind is your greatest wealth. Think and Grow Rich is not a book about quick money, shortcuts, or magic formulas. It is a book about understanding and mastering the most powerful tool you already possess: your mind. Napoleon Hill spent decades studying successful people, and he discovered that true wealth begins long before money appears. It begins in your thoughts, your beliefs, and your daily decisions. Hill teaches that success is built from many mental forces working together: desire, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, the mastermind principle, emotional energy, subconscious programming, mental vibration, and intuition. When these elements are aligned, your mind becomes a creative engine capable of transforming your life. As you grow mentally, everything around you begins to change. When your thoughts shift, your actions shift. When your actions shift, your habits evolve. When your habits evolve, your results improve. And when your results improve, your entire life takes a new direction. This book reminds you that wealth is not something you chase. It is something you create from within. That message lies at the heart of what we share here on Achievely Audiobooks, where every lesson encourages you to unlock your inner power and shape your future with purpose. Hill makes it clear that you do not need luck, special talent, or a perfect background. You only need a burning desire, a strong belief in yourself, and the persistence to continue even when the path feels difficult. When you take control of your mind, you take control of your destiny. So begin today. Plant new thoughts. Strengthen your mindset. Develop habits that match your dreams. Let your imagination lead you, and let your intuition guide you. Remember always, success begins with a single thought. And that thought is yours to choose.